Oh shit. Brick it now. I ran into an old coworker and remembered this story about him. It happened about 5 years ago. We worked in a cafeteria on a short order line. Breakfast, lunches, etc. all done on the same flat top. When we were busy, it got dirty fast, and we'd stop and brick it, using a black brick to scrape it clean. Usually we'd do this when we had no customers because it takes about 5 minutes. You scrape with the brick and then clean the surface to make sure there's no dirt left. We finish off by scrambling a few eggs to clean up all the bits and give us a smooth cooking surface. Cue new manager. One of the first things she does is tell us the flat top must be pristine at all times. Old coworker agrees with her, so whenever there is a long lineup and the flat top is dirty, he stops all the orders and spends up to 10 minutes making sure the flat top is pristine. Her word. After a few days, new manager notices that the lineup is longer than usual. She checks out the line and the old coworker tells her why. She can't think of anything to say to him because he was just doing what he was told. Now, I like my kitchen as clean as any other manager, but I would never instruct my people to clean it all the time while we're busy. In the end, she got exactly what she asked for, but maybe think before you say stuff. You want me to offer credit card applications to every customer on Black Friday? You got it. Way back in the late 90s, my first job was a part-time cashier at a department store. As part of the job, we were expected to repeat the script to each customer that went as follows. Would you like to put this on your store card? If the customer says no, then, do you want to have a store card? Would you like to apply for a store card? If the customer declines, then we were to proceed with the transaction as normal. However, my store manager wanted us to be more aggressive and go into details with the customer about the benefits that come with the credit card. I absolutely hated doing this because, 1. The credit card was absolute garbage with an impossibly high interest rate. 2. Customers don't like to be harassed and would take out their frustration on me and all of the other cashiers. 3. It took way too much time and led to long lines. Because of this, I only ever asked customers if they wanted to put their purchase on their store card, and if they said no, I left it at that. This particular incident happened after I had been on the job for about 6 months. It was before Black Friday, and a store manager called me into his office when I was clocking out after my shift. I'm paraphrasing because it happened so long ago. Hi, Sun Kisses. I wanted to talk to you about your credit apps. You have very low numbers and I see you've only done 2 this month. Yes sir, not a lot of customers are interested in the store card, but I do make sure to ask every customer if they want to use their card. I don't really feel comfortable going into the details of the card after they've told me they're not interested in applying. To be honest, they get pretty mad and the lines can be pretty long. I know you've only worked here about 6 months, but I expect you to go through the script with every single customer. No exceptions. Every single customer you encounter should be asked to use their store card, and if they don't, should be offered a card. You are expected to go over all the talking points with every single customer, every single time. If a customer gets upset, call the manager code in the intercom. Understood? Yes, sir. Now, my next shift was at 5 a.m. on Black Friday. I was scheduled to work with the electronics department and there was a huge sale on TVs. TVs could only be rung up in the electronics department and there were only 2 registers there. My close friend was scheduled to work the second register in the department. I think you know where this is going. For a little icing on the cake, our store was expecting visitors from corporate early that morning. The store manager wanted me to go through the script. You got it. When the store opened at 5, an onslaught of customers came rushing through the doors, grabbing the tickets for the TVs, and then they sprinted to the registers. My colleague and I made sure to go over the script with every customer, in detail. Don't have a store card? Here's the application. Let me go over all the details. Here's the promotional interest rate. This is what the rate is after the promotion is over. You'll have 60 days before your first bill is due. The line of customers was wrapped around the corner well into the next department, and they were absolutely livid. The amount of curse words that were thrown at me were unreal. After my third customer, a man in a line loudly demanded to speak to my manager. You want the manager? You got it. I called over the intercom the code for the manager. Guess who showed up with 2 corporate bigwigs in tow? Yes, my store manager. I watched him come around the corner with a smile as he was chatting up the corporate guys and saw his eyes widen as he was faced with an angry mob of customers who all started to shout their complaints about how much time we were taking and that no one cared about the freaking credit card. His face turned a wonderful red color that creeped up past his collar and spread over his cheeks. His angry eyes locked on me. He angrily strode up to me and slammed his fist on the counter. What the hell, sun kisses? What is taking so long? I put you in this department because you are one of my fastest cashiers. Now, I was only 16 at the time and extremely short at the time. So when he yelled at me, the customer mob went silent. I started to feel fairly embarrassed, so I quietly said, "You told me on Wednesday that I had to go over all the talking points about the store card with every single customer. No exceptions. I was just doing what you told me to do." My eyes started to water a little, mostly from embarrassment of being called out in front of the whole store. I knew he'd be ticked off, but I thought he'd just tell me to discontinue the credit card selling. At this point, I look up at the crowd, and all of their hostility was no longer directed at me, but at the store manager. Customers started yelling at him for yelling at me and making me sell credit cards and wasting everyone's time. One of the corporate guys stepped in at this point in time and told me to just ring everyone up and not to worry about the store card. He gave me a coupon code to give everyone an additional 10% off the sale price of their purchase and asked to meet the SM in the back. And just like that, all was right with the world. My friend and I made quick work of the line, customers were happy to get an extra discount, and my store manager got a talking to from corporate. I don't know what was said, but after my shift, my store manager called me to the back, with the corporate guy sitting next to him. He apologized for yelling at me and then told me that cashiers were only required to ask if the customers wanted to put the purchases on their store card and only offer information if the customer requested it. I accepted the apology. My store manager was transferred to another location not too long after that, and I found a better paying job soon as well. Now this next one I can sort of sympathize with on her end because I used to work at GameStop. We had to push everything under the sun when you showed up, even if you didn't want it. And honestly, like, I was really good at it. I really was. I was good enough they promoted me to assistant manager. And I was top 10 in New York, but like in some cases you just gotta pick your battles. You can't just offer it to every person coming in. You gotta know when to sweeten the pot. I guess that's the best way I could say it. If you're trying to hit every single customer, you're not going to get the result you want. Instead, you get a very pissed off group of individuals that just want to get the hell out of your store. And it's all about body language. It's all about attitude. If a person comes up and they look like they're friendly and want to have a chat, that might be a good time to talk them up and then drop the question. But outside of that, especially Black Friday, because I didn't push nothing on Black Friday. Just get out of my store. I want to go home. I've been here since 3 in the morning. Get out of my store. That's where my Black Friday ideology comes from. It's just, that is not the day to be pushing anything. Maybe product protection plans, because that's sensible. And outside of that, you want to get that crowd in, out, in, out. That's how you stay profitable. So there's no such thing as overtime? Great. Good to know. Hey Reddit, this is my first post, and this was my boyfriend's story. So, a bit of a backstory. My boyfriend's boss is a bit of a dick, but unfortunately, he's also his uncle. My boyfriend works in IT. He handles a lot of complaints regarding servers and general IT stuff. For the past 3 years, he has worked overtime for free. It's difficult to say no to family. He answers his personal phone and has to drive long distances to fix problems clients are having, sometimes at 10 at night. Recently, we've been trying to save money to make a life together. So my boyfriend decided to ask the boss to finally get paid for all the overtime hours he will be working from now on. The boss is livid. He states that he will not pay my boyfriend overtime money and he shouldn't ask again, and that he should be grateful for his job. He concluded by saying there is no such thing as overtime in this business. Can you see where the malicious compliance comes in yet? So my boyfriend now does not answer any of the calls after 5 or before 8. The boss now has to take all those calls and drive to ridiculous distances himself. The boyfriend gets called in and asks why he isn't picking up his phone because the clients are getting really upset at him. My boyfriend's answer, I'm sorry, but you said there is no such thing as overtime. All right, this last one, I'm sorry. I love family as much as the next person, but I'm not going to work for free. It's just not going to happen. You cannot find me at someone else's place doing a job for them practically for free. I've been tricked into it once, never doing it again. That's where I'm going to leave it at that. That's pretty scummy of his uncle, I'm going to be honest. He wants free labor, he could do it himself. That's all I got to say about that. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Now, I know what you're thinking. Frosted, it's been like 4 days. Where have you been? Well, I have an answer for that. And I've been sick. I've been really sick. You might hear the intonation in my voice is not there. Every word I say is a struggle because I tore my larynx coughing. And I can definitely tell you the flu is not something to joke around about. And if anything, this was eye-opening, and I will definitely be getting my flu shot next year. I wound up in the hospital Saturday night, was diagnosed with the flu, came out, and yeah, this has been hell. I've had the whole week off, and I haven't been able to move to do anything because everything hurts. So I do apologize that I wasn't getting these videos out as quickly as I could, but I do 100% appreciate all of you still watching the videos, still subscribing. We went past 4,000 subscribers 2 weeks ago, and we're almost to 4,500. We're about to hit 5,000 subscribers, my dude, and I can't thank all of you enough. It really, really makes me happy to see the support for this channel. So thank you again, and if you guys are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join this little crew that we got, and ring that bell icon because YouTube has this habit of not telling people I'm uploading. If you ever want to figure out what's wrong with Frosted Fricks, I have a Discord server right there. Please go check that out. You guys have been great. You guys have been awesome, and as usual, and as always, my friends, stay frosty and keep moving forward. I'm going to go pass out now.